I don't care where those words came from. Why would I care?
I wanted to talk about the meanings of some words with you, some definitions.
No one gives a damn about them, man. No one gives a damn.
Some geeks out there, man.
You need to learn. Well, you don't need to learn the etymological word and the heritage, and there's another word for it, man. The meaning, and esoteric meaning behind the meaning.
No, but
you don't need to learn that because nobody will.
No, I think you do.
No, you don't.
I think we're being programmed by these words.
No, those words have a different meaning, so you need to stick what the meaning of today.
Neuro-linguistic programming.
I haven't studied anything in my entire miserable life.
You've read the whole dictionary, right?
Yeah, but yeah.
So you've read everything.
I haven't. I've read everything, but I haven't.
Word.
I have, yeah. I have. I've read every single word. But I had an interest in that nonsense, and I went to partake in public. But it's unnecessary. When would I use the word loquacious or ostensive? Unless it slips out, and I'll be like an idiot. Loquacious and abstemious and obstreperous. There's no point.
In everyday life, we're using words, and we might not know the true meaning of it. People use foreign language without realising it. Many of our words come from other.
Well, no, as far as I'm concerned, they're English. They're in English, and I'm speaking English. I don't care where those words came from. Why would I care?
Well, it might be a bit of an eye-opener, mightn't it?
There might be an Arabic word. I don't care. It might be a word from India. Who cares?
What does the word marooned mean? For example,
I'm happy I knew what that meant when I was on stage.
Yeah.
That would have been embarrassing, huh?
If you were marooned on an island, what does it mean?
A good point. So there is a purpose to learn every word there, no? There is a reason. Marooned would mean something regarding the purple runaway slave.
Well,
and when say purple, who was beaten.
Marron in French means brown, and we have maroon as in the purple colour.
And if you bring in brown, was the slave, and when they beat the slave, he turned purple.
It referred to a runaway slave, or somebody wild. So the word maroon as in the colour, and marooned as in on a desert island, are from the same origin.
And I believe and the island was Haiti, where all the slaves were marooned, who ran there, who were wild in that sense, and who made that island secure a place for the runaway slaves.
And that was where the first place where the slaves overthrew the masters, right?
Yeah.
But very unfortunately, after the colonialists and the slave masters had left, from what I understand, the slaves then invented a hierarchy of colorism, and the lighter-skinned slaves ruled over the lighter-skinned black inhabitants ruled over the darker-skinned people.
So what?
Well,
doesn't mean anything.
Isn't that sad?
No, it's not. Those lighter-skinned people were perhaps people who were better suited those jobs.
Well, coincidentally.
Yeah, coincidentally.
It's a coincidence.
It's a big coincidence, but it can be.
After hundreds of years of slavery, the transatlantic slave trade, black people in Haiti finally overthrow the white colonialist, and it's a coincidence that from that time, the lighter-skinned became the upper class, and they ruled over the darker-skinned black people. You don't think that's something they inherited, a colorism that they inherited?
The darker-skinned workers, I think some of them were working in the fields. Others who would teach and who would do other jobs of that nature were indoors. The people outside, they got, due to the sun, a darker skin. And the people indoors, although they were the same slaves, they were the same people, what happened there was they were afforded a better education in that sense, or life lessons, and then when they were free in Haiti, they were able to rule in some democratic manner the other slaves.
Okay. But
you believe that? That's a good comment.
Could be. I mean, what is the real answer?
Could be.
What do you think? What's the real answer?
Depends how many. We don't know how many there were. No, that's the thing. It is a bit of a coincidence if it happened everywhere, but they're just so white. It's like what was said to Malcolm X: don't become a lawyer. How you want to become a lawyer? If you become a lawyer, whites won't trust you. Whites won't hire you, and blacks will never believe your credibility.
Well, but I mean, looking at colorism, and colorism within the black community.
Yeah.
Do you acknowledge that it's there? That light skin look down on dark skin?
No, I think in England they don't.
Okay.
They have a personal preference. People find Asian women sexually attractive, and I'm speaking of East Asian women, and white women attractive. In between, black women, Asian of Indian origin type or Arab women are not seen in the same sexual manner, but because all we see is the Chinese or Malaysian woman dressed in that sexy way, and the white woman. But that's still fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't see nothing wrong.
I don't see nothing wrong in anything. Life is perfect.
Yeah. Everything is as it should be.
Life is what you make it.
On the topic of colorism, I encountered it once in a school that I was working at that was majority black, mix of Caribbean kids and black African kids.
And how is it a school that's majority black hires a white man?
There you go.
And not a black man or not a brown man who applied for the same job?
Most of the staff were actually black. I was in a minority.
Most of the staff were black, but most of the staff were not brown.
I can't remember if they were. Yeah. It's all right.
The pain eats me up till this day.
So, colorism in the school. I had a colleague of African origin.
Oh, here we go.
You might say a dark-skinned black man. And the kids would mock him. Black kids would mock his skin tone. And one day they cracked a joke and he just said, look guys, it was all boys, about 5 or 6 boys in the room. He said, look guys, everything you're saying about me, you're saying it about yourself. Because we're all black, whichever shade we come in, we're all black at the end of the day. We've had the same life experience. Whatever you say about me, you're saying it about yourself. And he left the room, and I think he was upset. And I was left with these boys, and I didn't know what to say. I said, look, how would you feel if I mocked my colleague for his skin colour? What you would all be up in arms about it. And they all said, oh, but that's different. Is it different? And what do you say in that?
Well, you said he was of African origin, meaning he came from Africa.
African origin. He's born in England. Okay. Like myself, but he's
well, I
African
think,
heritage.
see, this is the problem we have with teachers today. We have teachers who come into this profession with such sensitivity. These are just kids. Let the kids have their fun. You were a kid at one time too. You may have said similar things.
Okay, and if a bunch of white kids mocked him, would we say let him have their fun?
I never said let them have their fun.
I
said
think you said it
allow them to be as they are.
I think you said let them be racist.
Allow them be. These are just kids. They'll say things that a grown up should not.
And were they white, I think you would be ready to chop their head.
If they were white.
I told you that story and not told you the colour of the kids.
Too late now.
Too late. Let me tell you, on a different day.
Erase.
Yeah.
In this world, you have to understand when the youngsters say things, why do they say things? They say things when black people stand up, and some people you see, they look like 1,000 million midnights. Some people are so black, that when they spit, you would think ink would come out their mouth. But they are beautiful. They are black and they are beautiful. And if they can't see it themselves, and if they have to, like Beyonce, cover their face with all sorts of rubbish and bleach and so on, then it is not a good